Hallo, ik ben Aaron. Hi, Aaron. That's where the knowledge of Deutsch ends. I'm the producer for the Westwood 1 radio broadcast of today's game here behind me in London, the Packers and the Giants. A Packers home game, if you saw it on the field, Green Bay Packers, even though we're 3,500 miles or so away from Green Bay. But my main job and what I do here is sort of, I call it the coordinator-in-chief. And essentially what that is there's a lot of things that go into putting an NFL broadcast on the air, and that doesn't matter if it's TV or radio. There's a lot more things in TV because you have all the cameramen and the graphics and all that other stuff. There's still a lot in radio. And so my job is to make sure all the many aspects of our broadcast come off, hopefully, without a hitch. And that could be things from all of these sponsorship cue cards. So there's all these American companies willing to pay us, I would say big bucks, but let's call them medium bucks, to get mentioned in our broadcast because it's good for them to be associated with the NFL and to remind people of their products. Like Wendy's Breakfast, the player of the game sponsored to you by Wendy's. So that kind of thing. So hopefully that came out and wasn't too blurry. But anyway, one of my jobs is to make sure the bills get paid, we call it. So make sure the sponsorship's aired. Another thing I do is I try to make sure that we keep on top of any kind of statistical marks. So for whatever reason today, Saquon Barkley runs for 100 yards. It's the 15th of his career and the 3rd this season. I've got a note ready, and I would hand that to our play-by-play announcer, and if he deems it worthy of his voice, he'll say it on the air. Doesn't always, but we see what happens. A couple different notes like that are just situations in the game that could happen. So that's another one of my jobs. I coordinate here with a headset back to our studios in Los Angeles. That's where the broadcast originates from, goes out on the satellite, and then hits 300 radio stations. Sirius XM NFL radio, NFL app, our own Westwood1sports.com, Alexa devices if you've got one of those. Of course, you got to be in the U.S., so sorry about that. You'll get it. But if you want to, German fans of American football, say to your Alexa the next time there's a night game on. So if you're awake about 2 in the morning on a Monday night or a Thursday night, say, Alexa, open Westwood 1 Sports. Theoretically, she will open, tell you that we're live with the NFL. Do you want to listen? You tell her yes, and then you'll hear a notice that says, sorry, you're outside of the United States, you can't listen. But anyway, the point being that it's fun technology to mess with, and if you find yourself in the US, you can use it. But anyway, that's the story, sort of. That's a very big overview, but that's kind of the job as the producers, to make sure all of the aspects, whether we're going to commercial break, sponsors, stats, making sure the analyst doesn't talk when he's not supposed to. Hi, Derek. Hi. And so on. That's my job, just trying to make all that happen. So. And also I'm going to be in Munich on November 13th, and I cannot wait for the first NFL game in Germany, and we'll see you then.